Our sponsors for this episode: Mark Bell's Slingshot at howmuchyoubench.net, bench heavy with no pain with Mark Bell's Slingshot, thepowermagazine.com, powerlifting apparel with an attitude from 8manstrong.com, and bodybuilding.com. Bodybuilding.com is the world's #1 website and supplement store. Bodybuilding.com also has free fitness plans for every level. Visit bodybuilding.com today to become your best self. Our guest for episode 145 of the PowerCast is Nik Platinum. Nik is a retired rapper from the Bronx who got inspired to write some rhymes about super training. Long story short, we brought him out to California. He taught Smelly and Silent Mike how to rap against beats. We brought in some expensive-ass cameras and a professional crew. Silent Mike strapped on his genital protection. Smelly and Rhino couldn't keep their clothes on. The fog machine caught fire, maybe because of all the booty hanging out and cash falling out of people's asses. And then maybe it did it again. So everybody jumped in the pool to cool off. The house turned sideways. Silent Mike spit some more fire. And Rhino still couldn't keep his clothes on, even though no one was paying attention. Look for the real video up later this month. Right now, enjoy episode 145, and remember to give us a thumbs up.
Recorded live at Super Training Gym in West Sacramento, California. This is Mark Bell's PowerCast. Alongside Silent Mike and Jim McD, here's your host, Mark Bell.
In the building.
All right, boys, hit it. Let's get to it.
Oh. Yeah.
PowerCast, motherfuckers.
Let's go. Yeah, you're probably watching this PowerCast while you work. Shh, we all know your boss is a fucking jerk. I'm first in the gym, I'm out last. I'm from Super Training to Mark Bell's PowerCast. It's Nik Platinum, Nik Platinum MP. The PowerCast was started by my dog, Jim McD. Let me dab for a second so you can understand. Silent Mike was added to the pod, now they have a plan. We about to jam, hip-hop and lifting go hand in hand. Yeah, do you really understand? 0 to 100, over 100 episode. The PowerCast is hovering and zooming like a fucking drone, landing on your smartphone. Yo, you won't be alone. And in this verse with a motherfucking quote, I gotta go poop. I ain't no fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. We in the building.
The way to start off the PowerCast, Nik
I
Platinum.
just
That was
spit
awesome.
all over this thing, you know what I mean?
did too, man.
Like literally spit.
Shit. Hey, there's worse things on these microphones.
Do we need to change your
I made the microphone
microphone's
wet.
underwear?
No.
Okay, we're gonna
this
do
microphone's used to my voice getting it wet.
We're going to do that one more time. We're going to do it backwards. So if you can speak back.
Hold on. Joke ain't that up, poop, got a quote with the verse and not alone, keep a cup of eight. Oh, no.
What do people say? Like, there's a Beatles song, and if you play it backwards, the devil's singing to you.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that.
Paul is dead.
Yeah, something. Yeah. It's telling the future. And
Hip hop people aren't that crazy. They'll talk about smoking weed and crack and stuff, but
no, they're pretty crazy. There's like a Illuminati talk everywhere.
Yeah.
Does that have anything to do with the devil?
Yeah, the
eye
Illuminati.
through
Yeah.
Oh my
Sold your
God.
soul to the devil.
the eye through the hands and all that.
Right?
Yeah, man.
Hova.
So everybody's crazy. Black, white, doesn't matter. Albanian, doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Albanians.
Bane's in the building.
In the
Holy
building.
shit. We are allowed to mention them?
So I was
I think
over
so.
on the way here. We're talking. I was listening to Eminem, and
Nice.
people were talking about Eminem
Slim
and who he
Shady.
listens to. And the line, I think the song's "Till I Collapse." I don't know, but he said, "I got a list." It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac,
Right.
and Biggie.
Right.
Andre from Outkast, Nate Corrupt, Nas, and then me.
Yep.
Is that the order of the best ever?
He said it's the order
said
of the
it.
list, and it's in.
And that he doesn't get offended if he's not in it.
But isn't Redman?
Here's the order of my list.
Reggie's
and it's in.
Redman, yeah.
Yep, Reggie Noble.
He put Redman #1 ever.
I think so.
Red Man.
I mean, Redman's good,
Yeah, he is, but not the best.
but maybe not the best.
not the best ever.
He's
But
got
each
lyrics.
person's
I
gonna
think
like.
I think he put Reggie in there because Eminem took a lot of his
I
ideas
was gonna
by
say,
doing
maybe-
that ad lib in the background of his verses.
Maybe who's most influential to him? Maybe.
Probably. I think that's
That
what
makes
it was
sense.
because not putting Rakim in there, not putting Karis One in
Yeah,
there,
there's a
not putting
bunch.
Big Daddy Kane in there.
There's a bunch.
You know, there's a lot.
well, it's a rhyme.
hard to make a
It's
list.
a rhyme, yeah. Right.
Well, I think you should do it by era more than just by like. If somebody asked me who your favorite rapper, I'm like, which era?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, how could I put Eminem with Rakim? I can't combine both of them.
And
Like I
people
can't
do that
say
in basketball and stuff. I was
Yes,
just shut
you
up, man. You
can.
can Jerry West and Michael Jordan. Like it's just different.
you can't.
And-
I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, you asked me, for example, Nick, who are your favorite rappers? Well, growing up in the Bronx, KRS-One would be mine because us Boogie Down people, we stick together. I mean, we got to.
Boogie Down Bronx in the house.
So, like KRS-One, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, even Public Enemy, Chuck D. You know,
Right.
That's a different era of hip hop for me. You know,
Where did hip hop and rap originate from?
Boogie Down, the Bronx.
Damn.
Yeah.
And some of it kind of came from
Cool
like
Herc.
the blues, right? Or am I wrong?
Well, that's late. I think that came later. They were sampling, like James Brown. They started sampling music from James Brown, like Eric B., Rakim. They were rapping on rooftops.
Is this like 70s or 80s?
Late 70s. Like 77, we all know Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. First rappers ever?
Rappers Delight. I don't know if they're the first ever, but they were the first to come out.
Yeah.
I really don't know who's
quote
the
unquote
first.
make it.
Right.
I've always felt that Muhammad Ali was like a rapper. The way that he had the poems and shit. Like he was like he had a lot of rhythm to him, you know?
Rap it is poetry. It's urban poetry, like to people. You know, people like in the when rap came out, people in the Midwest like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right.
They probably still are kind of like that.
Shit.
Midwest is a little
And
different.
I'm buying these albums because I want to know what these people are talking about.
Right.
It really happens like this in the inner cities? Really?
Yeah.
Dudes are shooting, selling drugs. You know what I mean? So, and then the South came in, and then it was like, oh shit. You know, Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Cash
Yeah.
Money, Juvenile, and it was like, it like changed everything.
Girl, you look good. Won't you back that ass up?
Yeah. And it was his voice and all. You know, I'm not really into the Southern rap. No disrespect to them, but I can't get into it.
Let me fill you all in on something that we've been working on. It's been about almost a year in the works, and we finished wrapping it up this week. We did a project with my boy Nik Platinum, who is 43 years old. Retired from the rap game when his best friend died and his rap partner died.
Yep.
He had to kind of give up his hopes and dreams because they had the hopes and dreams together. They wanted to share that journey together, and he had to move on. Life happens. He had to start putting in some work, making some of those greenbacks. Had to make some money.
Making some babies.
Benjamins.
And so he switched gears. He has a kind of normal-ish 9-to-5 job. He's got or 8 to 4 or 8 to 2. Hopefully
8 hours.
His job,
8 hours.
Hopefully his job.
Anything over 8 is overtime.
Yeah, hopefully his boss not listening, but he's got 5 kids, and he's going to share some stories with us about hip hop today. Yeah. And basically, the story kind of goes: Nik sent me. Some of you may have been lucky enough to catch it and pick up on it and see some early snippets of some of this. If you're paying attention. If you're not watching the PowerCast, then you have no life. And if you are watching it, unfortunately, you have no fucking life.
You have no life.
But we thank you anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, he shot me a 20-second rap, and we ended up working on a full project that you guys will see in celebration of the 10th anniversary of Super Training Gym.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Different for me, you know,
Right,
and
right.
It was really cool.
It was an experience for me to come out here because just getting into lifting, you know, because I was a, alcoholic and smoking 3 packs of cigarettes and hanging in the streets, you know, the whole rapper story. But being
I got one out of the 3. I'm always hanging in the streets.
Streets,
we call them.
yeah, they call it. And, just coming out here,
Street corner.
being a fan of you guys, watching you on the podcast and your YouTube videos, learning a lot. When I decided to just stop drinking, I did a cold turkey, like no rehab, no nothing. And I drank a lot. So everybody that knows me knows what I'm talking about. But and it really changed my life watching Mark, and then getting to see Silent Mike in there. And I was like, I bought Mark's compression cuff for the elbow. Fuck the elbow. My elbow was hurting, not knowing how to fucking do, not knowing how to lift. You should watch these people that are trying to help you to learn how to lift. And if you watch them, you'll probably get hurt. It usually happens in this. Yeah, but you could avoid it, by watching and learning. You listen and you learn. And this is how it all started. I got my elbow was fucked up. So, of course, I go on the internet with the power of the internet. Thank the Lord for it. But now I seen Mark's video, Fuck Your Elbow, was funny, and I ordered his product, and I used it, and it worked. Right. I like the material on it. And I'm not getting a fucking free toaster. You understand? But
he ain't getting shit.
Nah.
Not yet anyway.
But I used it and it worked. And I started buying more products. And then I started watching everybody on YouTube, like Brandon Campbell. I got to give him a shout out.
Shout out Mr. Diamond.
Yeah, I got to give him the shout out because I really learned it from him where your products were, and I got to give him the shout out. And I like Brandon because...
And then that's a thank you to Silent Mike, because Silent Mike's the one who sent him shit. See how it all works?
He's so
That's
handsome.
how it works.
He's so
Well,
handsome.
And then
I had to
also
send it
we
to him.
got to pull Willie into the situation. Another person I hired recently.
Right.
Will is the one who said, "Hey, you know what? You got to answer your personal shit. Like
Right.
if somebody tweets you or somebody does this or that,
And you
see?
answered platinum.
you got to be on
Oh,
top
wow.
of it." And I answered you.
See that? And
Yeah.
look where we are. History is in the making, baby. And then Mark Bell brought me out of retirement for this. So, and we could get even deeper of the people I know and who I, know really well, and people I hung out with and learned the craft, and I could
How'd you
speak
even
firsthand.
find hip hop? What was I don't want to say like first hip hop song you ever heard because you
Right,
probably
right,
don't
right.
remember, but like when
Yeah.
did you find hip hop? Like what age, why, and like what attracted you to it?
What age? 5 years old. 1977, Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
Rapper's Delight.
Were parents into it or
No,
siblings
my
or
parents? Hell no. My father barely speaks English. Nah. My father, I was telling Mark last night, my father built this entertainment system. He's like really a great builder, and he bought this system. We said my age already, right? So,
Yeah.
It's 8 tracks back then. I know Jim McDonald remembers 8 tracks,
fuck
and so
yeah, I
does
had an
Mark.
8-track.
And, right, and
Yeah.
remember the TV Guide? You could buy 12 of them for 1 penny.
Yeah.
So my cousin used to
wait,
live
12
12
TV
eight
guides?
tracks.
Oh,
12
8
8
tracks.
Columbia Records and
Right.
tapes, and
So that
eventually
was like their album. Someone
no, 8
else's
tracks
album.
was like a cassette, but it was
Yeah.
like really big.
Is he saying that right? You can buy it from the TV Guide, or are you talking more about the Penny Saver?
No,
TV Guide.
TV Guide would have a thing
'Cause I don't
about
remember that part.
No,
Yeah.
it would be the Columbia House. That's what it was.
Right,
Columbia
right,
House.
right.
Yeah, and so you could join this club, and for like a penny, you would get X number of things, and then
Did you get to choose whose A track?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and you could. Wow, we're really going back here.
Yeah.
You kept the ones that you wanted, and you would send back the ones that you didn't, and they
Correct.
would try to match sort of what you were
Oh,
interested
sounds
in.
genius.
And
The first Pandora.
they had your They had your credit card.
That's it.
They had your credit card, and they would
Right.
just charge you every
A penny.
month. No,
No.
Oh,
That's
they
how they
fucked
got
you.
you.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's how they got you. You don't read the fine print.
It's a big time loss leader, and then a lot of people,
Right.
what they do is they do a couple months and then they cancel.
Yeah.
I like Zappos, being able to send shit back.
Yeah.
So that's how
interesting.
it came about. But they didn't have Rappers Delight on 8-track yet because I heard it because I live in the Bronx. We have the Pelham Parkway housing projects. What up, baby?
Give us a little bit of the song
Rappers
for
Delight.
for people that aren't familiar.
Hip
Don't,
hop, the hip
don't.
hop. You don't stop your body rock, bang bang, boogie the beat.
you go.
I am Wonder Mike, and I came to
Dum,
say
dum,
hello.
Hello.
That's it right now.
that's
I
cool.
forgot it, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
Sugar
yeah.
Hill, I'm sorry, man. Long time ago.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't memorizing other people's raps. I don't get into it too much, like the song. Like I'll hear certain parts because
Right.
I do my own writing. So for me to memorize, so I want to memorize my own. Sometimes like I wrote that intro last night.
Yeah,
you know?
there's a lot of depth to hip hop that people may not be aware about.
Right.
They might think that people just get high and they just start flowing.
Nah,
And maybe sometimes that's how it happens with certain talented guys. Maybe
it does.
But tell us a little bit about like what goes on in depth behind the scenes, because like you can be a writer, you could be somebody that just battle raps, right, freestyling,
right.
or you could be somebody who's more gifted on them. You could be an artist rather than just being a rapper and so on.
Right. Okay, let's break it down like this. Battle rapping is people that right now is people battling without beats, and it's written. They write it down. They like say me and Mike are gonna battle each other. We go on a platform like URL, which is the biggest platform right now in America. Then you got KOTD, King of the Dot, which is the biggest platform in Canada, and Don't Flop is in England. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, no disrespect to these new era rappers, but I can't really get into their. I don't understand what they're talking about, So it's a great song. Don't get me wrong. I think it's catchy, but I think it's gonna be obsolete within about.
You want some depth to your lyrics.
I like to hear people.
We were talking about like what are you going to play like 5 years from now that you think thought was awesome today. That's kind of how you would judge it, right?
And I think J. Cole I could play 5 years from now.
There might be certain things that die out a little bit. I guess you'd
like
say.
Kendrick Lamar, I could play 5 years from now. I could play MCs, rappers.
Yeah.
Then you got artists. Like Puff Daddy's an artist, and he admits it though. God bless him for admitting.
So like some of these other guys, they might have like a team behind them.
Correct.
Not that they don't write anything. 'cause that would
Right.
probably-
Well, me and you could sit here and write, or I could write a rhyme, and you could say to me, Nick, no, change it. Put these 2 bars in there.
Right.
And I'll be like, okay, you get credit for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now what?
Turns into a collaboration.
Now you're my ghostwriter.
right. Right.
Yeah.
If Drake had ghostwriters, that's whatever. He doesn't come out and say yeah or no.
Right.
So I'm gonna go by what I'm hearing on the radio, and I like his music.
Right.
I have to tell you, just from my perspective, being old as fuck, that there are things that I listen to now that I listened to 30, 35 years ago, and I thought, man, I didn't think this would hold up, and it holds up perfectly. So, I mean, some of rap is going to hold up. Some of it already has held up, you know?
Right.
And other, not so much.
Right. I mean, like, I could play Rakim right now.
Look at how popular Straight Outta Compton was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, how long ago was it that they started, you know?
Funny you say Straight Outta Compton, because a lot of the new, the younger crowd, let me say, they didn't know NWA. You know what I mean? They were like, who the fuck? I mean, they knew it. I mean, who doesn't know NWA is crazy. I mean, my father knows NWA.
But generations are different and people are different. Like when I got into basketball, I guess I was in basketball my whole life. Like I made sure to watch like all the old Lakers games, watch all the old.
Right.
So then as soon as I got into hip hop, I did the same.
That's
like I
smart.
told you, like the first music I really heard was probably like Chronic 2001 and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
But then once I heard that, I was like, well, I got to go before that. Oh, NWA. Oh, I got to go before that. Oh, Pac or
Smart.
whatever. Yeah, you know. And so like,
Yeah,
You're doing
Omar
your
was like
history.
that.
yeah, but not
Our
a lot of
friend
people
Omar,
are.
he loves music, and he's kind of the same thing. Like, you listen to more current stuff for a while, and then he's like, "Fuck, man, I really like music," and he's like, trying to learn where some things came from.
Right.
And he went back in time, basically.
Yeah, jazz and whatever.
Yeah.
Like if I
Omar
was
listens to rock from when I was in high school. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, he knows all the different groups and songs.
see,
and
that's
shit
good
like
that you're doing your history, especially if you're gonna, to the young guys that are trying to rap, that are trying to become rappers. Do your history, because you know what? It'll be better for you when you write in your rhymes. Like, I reference a lot of old school rappers because that was my era. I believe that was the best era of hip hop ever.
Yeah.
And I might sound like that old man trying to be this rapper.
But it was
again,
kind of the beginning stages. It's rare to be around something from the beginning. Like like we weren't around for the beginning of baseball or football. It was too fucking long.
Right.
But I think you need to do that in everything. Like, that's good advice. Like powerlifting, you should know who the Ted Arcides are, who the Ed Cones are, who the Mike Bridges
absolutely.
are. You just have to.
Especially if you want to get into the game. Like, if I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to talk to you about Rakim, and you're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know the Godfather? Maybe one, arguably the best ever, till today.
Yeah.
And you're not, and even by writing. Because as a young guy and you write a rhyme and you reference a Rakim track, or I Ain't No Joke, like I did at the end, that's Rakim.
Yeah.
I Ain't No Joke. I used to let the mic smoke, Right. And if you reference him, people, let's say a 20-year-old kid, like a designer guy, this rapper, if he mentions Rakim, they're going to be like, wow, you're only 18 and you know about Rakim. They'll respect you, I think, personally, a little more.
Yeah, as long as you're not doing it in an exploitive way. As long as you're doing it in a reverent way.
Right, exactly. And, we all know rapping is about, putting each other battling, and it's good. It's fun. As long as you keep it in the music.
Yeah.
Look what happened with Biggie and Tupac, unfortunately. But keep it in the music, like Drake and Meek Mill. I know some people that be like, yo, Drake's garbage. Meek Mill won that. Very small amount. But see, to me, if Drake did a reference on that song, I would pick Meek Mill because he wrote it.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Now, if they both wrote it, Drake got the victory in that sense. But like I was telling Mark too, hip hop to me is like lifting. That's why I like combining both of them, because it is a selfish sport unless you're in a group. But even in a group, you want to sound better than your partner. Because I had a rap partner and we used to battle all the time, like sitting in the car and battling, and then who's better, even on the track. No, I want my verse to be better than yours.
You guys ever get into it over that? Like, somebody says something that's a little off?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, what'd you say, motherfucker?
I talked about his sister. She was hot. And then I was like,
dangerous territory.
I said, I'm like your boss, so you better call me mister. When you walk into your house, I'll be fucking your sister. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You looking at my sister like that? I'm like, nah, man, I'm just spinning around. But deep down in my brain, I was like, hell yeah. But then he would talk about my dad, and it would get a little, I love my father, and he would say about my dad, like, and I'm Albanian.
You talked about my sister. Yeah, but that's my dad.
That's my dad, and we're Albanian, and we're like, you see, Albanian, if you talk about my mother, like, fuck your mother is our curse in Albanian. Oh. So if you call me a motherfucker, I'm taking it the opposite way. I said, you want to fuck my mother? People got killed for that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because in Albanian, Chishanan, and I'm going to say what it is, that means fuck your mother. You're telling me to fuck my mother? I'm going to fucking kill you,
Right.
So I was like, one thing you do not say my mom,
Right.
And my dad. My dad is a great person, man. I love my dad, but, he's cool.
What was it like growing up in the Bronx?
Oh boy, where do we start?
Were you born in the Bronx?
Born, raised, yeah. I'm still there. I went, I lived in LA for a year.
You grew up in like a really rough neighborhood, a lot of crime and shit like that, or was it a little more peaceful? Or
it was mixed, like Italians, a lot of Italians. So it was more mobster geared, area.
Right.
It was kept safe.
By the way, his parents now live in Dutchess County, where I'm from.
Yeah, they represented.
Yeah.
They made the move to the rougher
Fishkill.
neighborhood. they said the Bronx was too soft, so they had to go up to a rougher place. But yeah, the Bronx. I grew up in the area where was predominantly mafia.
Yeah.
We had the projects, which was predominantly black, and we had Spanish dudes on Lydic Avenue. Give a shout out to Lydic Avenue. What up? And the Pelham Parkway housing.
So
project.
people just like outside rapping randomly.
Well, that's
like
how it was.
at night or like just
all day,
all day, just
all day.
yeah,
all day smoking blunts, drinking 40s.
Right.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah,
it
people
is.
don't have jobs. Where do they get this stuff? I mean,
Well, the ones in
mixed
the housing, were doing their thing, but they weren't doing it there. They weren't allowed.
Gotcha.
Right.
You
So
know
they
what I'm
had
saying?
they had work.
They had to work. No, it was mostly middle class where
Okay.
I grew up, but we had gangs. You know what I'm saying? We had the Albanian boys who were ABI, Albanian Boys Incorporated, was our gang. The Italians had their gang. The Spanish had theirs, and we would get into beefs, here and there.
Italian, not Sicilian.
I can't tell you if they were mixed.
Yeah.
They could have
Fat Dan is Sicilian. By the
Okay,
way.
so we throw some. Yeah, there was
He
Sicilians.
is thick.
and there was Sicilian. There were Sicilians in the neighborhood. Definitely, they hung out together. When I say Italian, I know. Sorry about the Sicilians, but I just consider that's like somebody going to me, "Yo, you from Serbia?" No, fuck no. Nah, I love you, Serbs. Don't worry about it. But it's like telling me you're a Serb and I'm not, and we don't like each other. You know, well, they don't. So I don't care. But it was a rough neighborhood. I used to pack a gun whenever I walked the streets.
Did you feel like you had to for safety, or was it just part of the environment you grew up in that it was just like
the
kind of
environment?
code? Yeah,
the
it was just kind of
environment.
code.
It was the environment. I did also because I was always scrawny and skinny.
That's also what other people did though too, right?
Only Albanians.
Right. Other people, other Albanians had guns, and
Correct.
so you saw that, and you're like, well, I need a fucking gun.
Yeah, that's what I mean by like environment, rather than like, no, I'm going to die tomorrow. I have to protect myself. It was more like,
not that.
Like, this is just how it goes.
It wasn't that, but when you knew, it wasn't like as soon as I walked out my house, I put my gun on me. It was more like, all right, yo, this so and so. I don't want to mention other areas in the Bronx, but so and so is coming to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, really? All right, I'm gonna get my gun. I'm gonna put it on me, and I'm gonna carry it just in case. You never know. 99% I did not pull it out.
Right.
There was 1% that I had to. I had a gun put to my chest.
You had your rapping buddy, best friend.
Yep.
Did he pass from getting shot or something, or what happened?
No, my best friend died of an asthma attack.
Oh shit!
He was my
really?
rap partner. Yeah.
Damn.
He had a very, very bad asthma condition.
Was that how long ago?
2005.
Okay.
December 18 to be exact.
How far did you get with your rap career?
It all started, I'm going to start it from the beginning so people get an idea where it came from.
That's just the way you talk when you're from the East Coast.
Detail.
Take 4 hours to answer one fucking question. And then my uncle.
Part 3 with Nik Platinum.
I was telling
You that old donut shop that's on the corner that used to be owned by
No, next to that.
Yeah.
And the door was
And,
red.
the story goes like this, and it just funnels out into this giant thing. You're
But then
like, I don't know.
Tommy wouldn't give me a goddamn glazed donut.
That's
I was trying to
funny.
fucking rap.
You know Tommy. He's related to the Johnson brothers. You know those guys? Yeah,
Yeah, the
Fucking
basketball
assholes.
kids.
They fight
Yeah.
all the time.
And then you had Big Petey, Little Petey, and Medium Petey,
Tony Pizza. Shout out to Tony
Oh, no, we shouldn't say that name on here. Nah, Tony, I'll get to Tony Pizza too. But, I started rapping, and then my friend Dominic Larbondozzi from Rosewood, what's up? You should check that show. I'm going to plug that shit right here. He's an actor. And
He was on The Wire.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hurt.
he's
That's my
fucking
boy.
great. I love that guy.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my best
Fuck yeah.
friend.
I
My
love
best
when
friend.
people
Really?
reference.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dominic's my best friend.
Tell him I said hey. I
will
love
de-
that guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's really
That's
good.
I love when
boy.
people reference like friends from when they were kids. It always sounds like a fake name. What was his name? Say his name.
Dominic Larbondozzi.
Yeah, it totally sounds like a made up
He's
name.
Italian. He was from Alpha Avenue.
Yeah.
Alpha Avenue's Little Italy. I'm not rapping. You see what happens?
yeah.
No, Little Italy in the Bronx. It's Alpha Avenue. Anyway, Dominic was doing the movie Yards with Mark Wahlberg. And when I was rapping, my cousin Tony, he wanted to manage me.
What year or what age are you?
Oh, shit.
Just an estimate.
Really?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, 99.
Okay. And you were 20s?
24.
Okay,
Because
early
I remember
20s.
for my daughter. My daughter was born when I was 23. So, yeah, 24.
Cool.
About 24. And we went to a nightclub. And my friend Tony knew Dominic, from the neighborhood because Tony was from Arthur. And he was like, yo, Dominic's upstairs. You want to go hang out with Mark Wahlberg? And I was like, he said Marky Mark. And I was like, hey, ooh. He's not Marky Mark anymore. Yeah, there is. It's my boy.
This
What up,
guy,
D?
you seen him.
The Dama in the building. I'm sorry. But yeah, we met Mark Wahlberg through him, and we hung out, and then we just hit it off, me and Mark. You know, Mark was like, he was telling Mark I rap, and Mark was like, yo, let me hear you say something. And I started rapping, and Mark was like, yo, shit. Because a lot of people, when they see me, they don't think I can rap. Like, they get surprised a little bit. And then when I start spitting, they're like, oh, shit, wow, oh, really? This guy really knows what he's talking about, whatever.
That's what happened on this project.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
People were like, oh, shit, he's like, for real.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, what do you expect, man? I'm bringing in no fake.
Even in the studio, they thought
I'm not bringing in a fake.
Yeah. So I met Donnie, who is the real Turtle from the Entourage, the character Turtle. That was my rap partner.
That's cool.
Yeah, we called him, he was known as Donkey with Mark. But Donnie Carroll's his full name, but we called him Murder One, and it wasn't because he killed people; it was because he murdered pussy.
Murdering that pussy.
He was the groupie getter, that's what he did for Mark. He would, he was the groupie getter.
Pick him
but
off
for himself, not for Mark. Mark don't need groupie getters; they come to him. That.
Right.
But, and then we started a group called the Reservoir Dogs, and we did a bunch of shows. We opened up for NSYNC.
What?
Yeah. I met Justin Timberlake, talented motherfucker. Man.
How many people do you think were like? How many people were in the audience?
30,000.
And that's got to be like, could you even breathe getting up
Is
there?
that in New York?
No, Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
So, but you started your rap career and you guys started rapping, and I imagine you'd go like from spot to spot, like kind of small venue, right?
Not really.
Not really.
No, because of Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, you met
Okay.
him pretty early.
We didn't need to do that.
Oh, okay.
Because of who he is.
Yeah, you
right?
skipped a couple steps.
Yeah, because of him. And
So
what
you guys just go from like rapping in the street a little bit, or rapping amongst each other, like in the car and like at your house or some shit like that.
My producer at the time, he was part of the group. He was our DJ/producer, which he was talented as fuck.
Yeah.
DJ Mario C. Peak, what up? Anyway, he was producing the track, so he gives the beats, and then me and Donnie would sit together. We lived together in L.A. because we moved out. I moved out to L.A.
Right.
And me and Donnie, because he was working with Mark, so he would work. I would. We had an apartment. I would work. Donnie would come by. We would or sit in Mark's house, whatever.
Right.
Make songs, and we had a song called "Who These White Boys." And it was kind of cool, and that was one of the songs we did for when we opened up for NSYNC. But Mark had an idea, a vision, like before Puffy making the band. Remember that?
Yeah.
When Puffy Mark had an idea to grab our group, to prepare for 2 days to open up for the biggest group in the world. And he threw it a curveball.
And you guys never had anything like smaller than that. It just kind of started there almost.
That was the first big show we did. First show we did.
Crazy.
Was just and never performed as a group. Because we were just doing.
Yeah, you had like a third guy thrown in there or something too last minute, right?
Yeah, I don't want to give him his name. Fuck him. But he was thrown into the group, and he was like he was good. I'm not going to take away his talent. He was good. He did his thing, and then he didn't want to sign the release form. I was sitting down with the executives of HBO watching the pilot, and they were loving it. And you know me, when I get fired up, I hear myself rap, and I started rapping for them.
Yeah.
Right there, I was like, "Who the white boy making all this noise? Straight from the streets, it's the Reservoir Dogs." No. And the guy's looking at me, and Mark's looking at me, laughing. He's like, "Yo, this dude's fucking crazy." Nik Platinum, he's in the mood.
Getting excited, getting fired up. Makes sense.
Yeah. I was, and then that guy didn't want to sign it. He was like, "I want money." It's always about money, right?
Right.
You don't know, Mark. I want the money. I want 30,000. I was like, "Dude, you're getting on HBO. Fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And then
wait and see what happens.
I was gonna do something to him, but it was they had to stop.
Yeah, a lot of times people start counting money that never happened yet. It happens a lot in business.
Exactly.
It's like, well, wait a second, nothing has really happened yet.
Right.
Like there's really nothing to get all crazy about. Like it's good to talk about it and be upfront, so that way people don't get too hurt or whatever.
Right.
But like I kind of mentioned to you with Reebok, I worked for them for over, like a year and a half, gave them tons of ideas about the powerlifting shoe. We didn't even talk about money. This was something that really didn't come up.
This is HBO.
Yeah.
Right.
Big deal.
Fuck money.
Well,
Right.
usually,
we're getting exposure.
Get the
man.
exposure. Yeah, get in there.
We're gonna be in a series. Maybe it was a 5 episode, 7 episodes. If they
maybe it was
pick
10
up,
seasons.
Yeah,
You don't
if
know.
they
Yeah.
picked it up.
That was my thought process.
what
I'm
I'm
like, I
saying?
want a shoe. Be fucking great to have a shoe.
Yeah.
I'm rapping. I come from the streets of the Bronx. I'm hanging out with Mark Wahlberg. I'm sitting in a fucking in a room with HBO executives.
Right.
And they're the same HBO executives that made the Entourage happen.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? We would have been. That was a package. Entourage, and we didn't know what the name of the thing was yet,
Yeah.
but we had it done. And that dude that we know, that I'm not going to mention his name either, produced it.
Right,
you know,
right.
so it was like, and then we were flipping on him, like, yo, nah. And he had a fallout with Mark, and then he went back to Boston, whatever. That was Mark's boy, you know, Mark's friend. And I was just like,
usually though, like what we learned is that they try to negotiate for a period of time before you actually ever get really started, so you kind of know how much money is on the table for the future. Right. So it's hard to believe that the guy like needed it all up
because
front.
He was a working actor. This kid. So he was doing
different mindset.
Yeah, he was doing
I guess
projects. So he was like, you don't know Mark. I was like, I don't care. Do you understand that? It's not about money for me.
Yeah.
I left my family. I left my kids. I came out here to pursue a dream that I had since I was like, 12 years old, rapping. I used to sit with 2 radios, right, with cassettes, right. One I would play the beat, the other one I would record my vocals. That was my demo.
Yeah.
I was shopped that around. I was like, yo, look, and people used to laugh. They used to call me Nick the Rapper, you know? That's how they made fun of me. And I was like, all right, keep making fun of me. Keep making fun of me, because this is before Eminem was known, you know? I was like this white boy going into the projects, battling with dudes, you know, and all black. I felt like an Oreo cookie, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, and I said that in one of the rhymes, but they respected it because they were like, yo, wow, this dude is, wow, like, you know, he could spit.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't no joke. And that's when Vanilla Ice was coming out at the time with, you know, catchy tune.
Yeah.
Sold millions.
Yeah.
Is he respected as a hip hop artist? No.
Well, he took the catchiest riff from one of the most iconic songs
That was
in
easy
rock
to
history.
Do. That was easy to do back then. Now they changed it. Copyright
yeah.
now has changed, because back then you could sample whatever.
Yeah.
And people were privileged
to
get it sampled. You know,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, they're using my song. Yeah, take it.
A lot of R&B artists from the 60s and 70s had their stuff sampled and loved it, and probably you know could have used the money.
Right. I like I like these plates. Yeah. They don't see it.
2.5 pound
yeah,
plates.
They don't see it.
Holding
it's really cool.
Holding up the microphones.
I was selling Jim before. I was like, I like spinning it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm Albanian and like Italian too. We talk with our hands. So I got to keep my hands down. You know, Mark taught me that a long time ago.
Was that kind of the end then though? Like, so this third guy that got added just kind of put a halt to it all. Obviously,
HBO was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. You know, halted all the paperwork.
Yeah.
And then what'd you go from there though? Like rap wise, was that kind of like, oh, this might be ending?
Right. Well, at that time, Mark was like, "Sorry, dudes. You know, just let it go. You know, just keep doing your thing. You know, Mark didn't want to get involved with music.
Yeah.
Right.
He's probably busy.
He just already did it. You know, he has people guiding him, and then
you want to be known. Doesn't want to be known for that necessarily.
Before let's like you know, the Bronx East Coast style that we said. Mark says I got to go back a little bit, get more detailed. But Mark did a song with us.
Okay.
Mark was going to come out of retirement, and when he heard the beat my friend made, he went crazy. He loved the beat, and he came up with a hook for the song.
This is early 2000s.
Yeah, about 2002, 2001, maybe somewhere around like that.
Yeah.
Right after 9/11, I think it was. Yeah. Mark came out with he heard the beat, and then my friend Donnie hit me up. We used to have neck cells, and he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, Nick, Mark wants to do a track." I was like, "What? Really?" He was like, "Yeah, Mario's beat got him out of retirement." All right. So Mark sends me the hook. Like, he grabbed the phone, he was spitting the hook to me, and I was like, "Oh, Mark never heard me rap. Just remember this." So it's a story I'm gonna tell you real quick. No, it's not gonna be quick, but
We got all the time in the world.
Nah, but it's So Mark sends me. I mean, I hear Mark the verse, you know, the chorus. Sorry, and he goes, "I'm gonna fly you out to Boston. I'm gonna be in New York. We're gonna fly out to Boston. You ever been on a jet?" I was like, "Yeah, right. What jet? You know, the fucking jet I've been on was probably, you know, airline, American
Southwest.
Airlines. Yeah, Southwest, right." Yeah. And he was like, "All right, we're gonna meet me at the Trump." I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm going to the Trump too. This is good. You know, kid from the Bronx, yeah, baby." Nah. But anyway, we fly to Boston with a jet. I was scared of flying, so they put me in the cockpit with the pilots.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome." You know, get me fired up. This is smart. Soon we land. We going right to the studio. And Mark never heard my verse. Mark did his verse. He went in there, blah, 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 blah. I went in there, did my verse. They were like, "Yo, you're done." Mark had to go back and Nick, you're done. They were like, Mark was like, "I can't believe what I just witnessed." Like, the dude just went in there, did his shit, and left.
Just destroyed it and
just left.
Got it done.
Because I did, and the verse was, it was about somebody. It was about a diss that somebody dissed Mark.
Right.
Yeah, I can't say who it is.
Right.
But, it was about that, and it's like I went. It was like, what is this? You try to flip this, you get flipped. Hit with your own bottle of Chris. I'm sick of this, y'all rapping about your chain. And if it's platinum, that means you're wearing my name. Well, look at the back. Plat is engraved. You fuck with Nik Plat, you'll be in the grave. These 16 bars will leave you scarred like you're in the wall. And when I'm done with you, you're laid out like tar all over the streets. I feel what I speak. This track drips blood. You suck it up like a leech. The shit that I preach don't make sense. I seen dead people, but not from a sixth sense. You know?
Right.
Yeah. And Mark was like, "What the fuck?" And Sixth Sense was his brother was in the movie.
Right.
Oh,
So that's why I referenced it. Donnie. So he was like, when he heard, he was like, "Oh," you know. And he knew because Mark's been rapping, so he knows what it was all about. But anyway,
how do you learn how to rap? Can somebody like learn how to rap? They born with it, or somewhere in between? Can you practice it and get good at it, even if you don't have rhythm or?
That's a good question because learning, I don't know if you can learn it. You probably can if you learn bars, if you go to music school and but I think you need to have it in you to do it because I know guys that can rap without a beat and their lyrics are phenomenal. As soon as I put them with a beat, they don't know what they're doing. They're off beat. Yeah.
So basically, they're poets.
They could be great writers.
Yeah.
Like the guy Quentin Miller for Drake, great writer, but he cannot spit.
Yeah.
And Drake could spit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Some people,
that's a touchy subject, but I'm just using that as a reference. You know that it can be done, but you can because my friend Donnie didn't know he was a poet. Like his lyrics were great, but I got him into rhythm.
Well, people say that about Eazy-E and all that.
Yeah,
so.
you could get it. Well, studio, if you got money,
you can do
you
anything.
got time, you could do it anything now, you know. But as a natural flow to run, no, I don't think you could teach anybody.
Even if you just listen to hip hop forever, you don't think so?
I think if you do listen to hip hop forever, you can.
Maybe like what you're saying is you don't reach your full potential. If it's not like almost like an innate thing to you to have a little bit of rhythm with rap,
right?
And maybe like you may be really good and you may be able to make some money even. Who knows where you'll end up? But if you probably aren't going to be the best and you're not reaching your maximum potential. Kind of like when somebody comes into here. Somebody comes into here benching 405, me taking them to 550 or 600 is a possibility.
Right.
Over a period of time.
Right.
But if they come in here benching 135 and they're already 25 years old, I can't like make magic happen for you out of nowhere.
It's gonna take you time.
Right.
And same thing with the rapping, like Mike just said. Like if you keep rapping and you listen to hip hop and you keep following rap over. Like what I used to do is I used to write the words of every song that I used to listen to, like Run DMC, Walk This Way or whatever. You know, I'm using what song I picked, right? But I used to write down all the lyrics and then rap it while they were rapping.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And I think that really helped me.
Yeah, I would do that, just mess around. I never even wanted to be a rapper, but you'd go to, I guess, YouTube in my time, and you could play the instrumental, and then you could get the lyrics on lyrics.com or whatever, and just rap
I had
with
to
it
sit by the radio waiting for the song to come on, you know? 98.7, like we were talking about yesterday. You know, DJ Red Alert, what up? Chuck Chill Out on 107.5. You know, those are the... You know, Power 106, is it out here?
No, but they're still big. LA, San Francisco.
But I'm saying that was our station of hip hop, which came on at 9 o'clock at night. They didn't play hip hop during the day. You had to wait till night. It was like explicit. Like if you wanted to watch a harder movie on TV, they always played
the softcore porn.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
The Cinemax, the Skinemax.
Pornhub in the building. Why does anything you talk about has to mention porn? Got to be mentioned.
It's part of the lifestyle.
It's part of the life. Right?
Caffeine
and
porn. Food, donuts.
Listen, my wife is listening. She'd be like, hey,
Nick didn't do anything. It was all me and Mark.
Yeah. I love my wife. What up, baby?
I also think that it's a byproduct of your environment. We talked earlier about like a bunch of your friends having guns. You saw that at a young age, and you had a gun.
Yep.
You're also walking out of your whatever it is you live in, apartment or whatever, and you're seeing other people rapping.
Yep.
That's like just what's around you.
That's what it was.
And so if you grew up where I grew up, you might not have rapped. Might have done something different.
That's what probably.
You know,
Most
you walk
likely.
outside, people are playing basketball. Maybe you end up.
I believe you're a product of your environment. You know, that's what I seen. That's all I could talk about. I can't talk about driving a Bentley. How could I talk about that? I don't drive a Bentley. I never did. I mean, I've drove one with Marks, but I never like it's not mine. I can't say, "Hey, what up, man? You want to tempt me? You want to fuck with me? I'm going to drive my Bentley." You know, I can't talk about that. I could talk about my friend getting shot and dying in my arms. I could talk about people selling, trying to make money off of stealing credit cards. I could talk about white collar crimes. I could talk about driving a mafia guy around. or riding a helicopter to Atlantic City. I can talk about that.
Yeah,
not me. I'm not riding. I'm in it. You know? But I could talk about stuff like that. I can't talk about being rich because I'm not, and I'm not going to be a fake. You
said like in your neighborhood, you guys were as kids anyway. You were sort of protected by the mafia.
Absolutely.
And the mafia would sometimes use you guys to protect themselves almost.
Absolutely. And they knew the Albanians.
A human shield.
And they knew the Albanians were crazy.
Yeah.
John Gotti didn't. You could research that all you want. He used to hire Albanians.
Yeah. Right.
And maybe it's not a good thing, but for us growing up in the Bronx, that's what we like. My friend would graduate college, we'd be like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here." My friend coming out of jail, "Yo, what up? Yeah, baby, you all right? You want something to drink? You want something to eat?" We should be praising the kid that just got a master's degree and a PhD.
You're going to school? What are you, gay?
What are you fucking dumb? That
what are you, a fucking idiot?
But Albanians, since we were little, were bred to be crazy. We are because. I don't know if you know the history of it, but we were conquered by everybody.
Yeah.
Ottoman Empire, then Mussolini, and then the Greeks, and then this one. We always had to protect ourselves. And stories that we have, like my grandfather was killed, 26 bullets, shot dead. Yeah, he shot 2 people. But it was a blood feud, and that's a whole different ball game. We could have a whole podcast about that one. But Albanians know what I'm talking about if you're listening to this. And the Albanians better subscribe to this shit, motherfuckers. But anyway, it was like that. See, since you're a kid, like my grandfather was like a hero. Because the guy that he fought against was like a mafia John Gotti type at that time. And he killed his neighbor. And his neighbor's brothers were scared to go get revenge. And my grandfather was like, nah. We're not doing that. We're going to get revenge. And my grandfather was blind on the right eye. Rest in peace, Grandpa. I didn't know you. My father was 6 when he got killed. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like ever since then it's bred. Like, my grandfather was killed. It's like a story I could tell in a rap, which I did. I did do a verse about him, his story. But that's how it was, man. So
what's the story with your friend dying in your arms? You just kind of threw that out there just a minute ago.
It was in high school. I was 16. He was 15. Me and him became friends. Like it was like 4 months ago. I didn't know who he was. I knew his older brothers. I don't want to mention names, but I was in school, and I never went to school. I cut out, but I went to this class.
It's like sophomore year, freshman year, something like that.
16.
Yeah, sophomore.
I didn't go to school.
Yeah, probably sophomore year.
I don't know what grade.
Nick mentioned to me earlier yesterday that he had great parents growing up. They were a great influence on him. But he just went a bad route and didn't go to school and got into fights and stupid shit and got in a lot of trouble. Got even thrown out of a school in Brooklyn, which is like, or in
Bronx.
The Bronx, which is impossible to do.
Nah, they wouldn't throw you out unless you're really bad.
It goes to show you again, like kind of what we're talking about. You're a product of your environment sometimes. And for those of you that are parents out there, like myself and like Jim McD and like Nick here, you're just basically screwed. You don't know where your kids are going to end up. Hopefully, you can teach them and lead by example and teach them the life lessons that are necessary for them to handle situations. But that's all we got. That's all we got as parents. That's all we can control.
I agree 100%.
And you can't step in all the time about everything to try to correct course, man.
They're gonna do some weird shit sometimes.
My father knew like what I was doing, and he was trying to get me out, hanging out with these dudes. And I kept turning to him. I said, "Dad, it's not them. It's me."
Right.
Maybe their parents are telling them, "Why are you hanging out with him?" You know what I mean? Because I'm your son, that doesn't mean that I'm the good one that got dragged into the bad crowd. Maybe I was that bad crowd that dragged them into ours. Because my generation made a name for Albanians in the Bronx. Like they're the ones when you hear, "Oh, Albanians are fucking crazy," it's because of us. You know what I mean? That's who it. We were that my generation before me, but whatever. It's the same difference. But getting back to my friend, I was going to class, and then I was supposed to meet him, but I went to class because the teacher was hot. That's the only reason I went. I didn't want to. I got a GED.
What's her name?
I forgot her.
Shit.
But she has some big ass tits, boy. That's for sure. Oh my God, she used to wear this white. Now I'm getting. Flip
the table over.
So the bell, the school bell rings. We were supposed to go to the next class. Nick don't go to the next class. We just left right through the side door, and we had it in with the security guard, the warden we called him, Mr. Watson. I remember his name.
He was this shit.
This dude was the whitest dude you ever met in your life. He had like whitest hair. He was like, we used to call him KKK, and because he was a racist. He was a racist. Yeah, because they used to bust the black dudes from Boston Road, and he hated them.
Was there a lot of black kids in your school?
Yes.
Was it
mixed.
Was it 50-50 maybe?
About,
something,
but they didn't fuck with us. They knew.
Right.
They tried, and then they knew what happened. We used to hang out in the hallways. We used to hide weapons behind the radiators. Yeah, we had baseball bats. Yeah, we had baseball bats because the school is squared. And then to go around, it's a really big school. So to get to the other side, instead of walking all the way around, you had alleys to cut through. So the 3rd floor was that Albanian alleyway. Nobody cut through there. Because you cut through there, you're getting your ass beat. You're like, nope.
Why would you beat someone's ass, though? Just because?
Don't walk through an alleyway.
Yeah, just because.
Yeah. If you're not Albanian.
Yeah.
You got to be Albanian.
Was it
if you're a cool Italian, we let you slide.
Was there different hallways for different people? Different hallways for different people?
They had their
segregated hallways almost?
Yeah, but we walked through the others. They didn't fuck with
And was that just a teenage power trip?
Yeah, it was stupid.
There was no reason.
It was
really.
stupid.
Now you would say there's no reason.
Back then, it was great. Now I'm saying it's stupid.
Back then, it was because you wanted to own something.
We wanted to run the school.
And then now?
Because we're such a small populated people that we always feel like we have to.
Little guy syndrome.
Chip on your shoulder.
Right.
With having your own kids go through school, are things similar? Or are they way different now?
My kids are in private.
Oh, there you go. He's like, anyway, let's get back to your story.
Yeah, so the bell rings, and I was going to go meet my friend. He was dating some girl, and he was about maybe 5 blocks up from me. I don't know if people that are listening know what blocks are, city streets.
A few hundred yards.
Yeah, it's like I would say maybe a quarter of a mile.
Okay.
Walk. 10 city blocks in the Bronx are about a half a mile. All right, so let's just say about half a mile. And I was walking. We used to go hang out at a pizzeria on that avenue, Astor Avenue.
Pizza. Who doesn't like pizza?
Right, and look how detailed I'm getting, right? That pizzeria. But walking up that block, and I see him arguing with some dude, and they're like fighting, and we're used to that. Oh, I'm trying to get there, secret. I didn't even know if it was him because he was so far away, and all I heard was like firecrackers, pop, 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 3 shots, and I was like, yo, what the fuck was that? And I ran, and I seen him fall. And then there was a Spanish kid that was with him because he was cool with the Spanish guys. And the Spanish guy was like, yo, and I got there and they lifted up his shirt. He had a bullet hole right in his chest. And when he lifted up his shirt and we put a finger on it was bleeding. He had a shot in the face and then on the leg. Last thing he said before the ambulance carted him away was like, that motherfucker ain't going to kill me. But he eventually died. And it was over a girl. Yeah. And then we caught the dude. I jumped on top of the hood of the car.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The cop was like, because the guy... My friend Secret was really good friends with the cops, and the cop was like this with him, and he was about to shoot the kid,
Oh, wow.
He can't,
Yeah. Stupid fucking rules.
Too many people around. But the kid came back to the scene because usually you come back to the scene you did to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And this girl that seen him from a window, he had a red goose down jacket. She knew he had a red goose down, and like a North Face, but back then they were goose downs, like 8-ball jackets and all that. And when we seen his arm on the car, we started chasing him, like the whole school.
Right.
Because he was very popular, Secret. May you rest in peace, brother. I miss you, man. Yeah.
Is other crimes pretty common in your neighborhood? I mean, you hear people getting jumped for like fucking Jordan sneakers and shit like that.
Now
like,
it's worse.
You wear something expensive, like, does that cause a problem?
Robbed.
It's worse now, you think?
It's much worse now. Because the mob's out.
Your neighborhood you live in or the neighborhood you grew up in?
I live in the same neighborhood.
Gotcha.
I'm still there,
Yeah.
My father owns a 4-family there.
How do you control some of that? Do you just not?
I don't
just
get
don't.
involved.
No, not you. You're not you personally, but like somebody kind of walking through there, like
me
just
and Mark.
Don't be flashy. Don't let anything stand out.
Just don't just be yourself.
Don't eyeball anybody.
You can, give a nod.
Yeah.
What's
You
up.
can acknowledge somebody.
Act like you're from the area, like you're around, you're visiting, and you're from. Hey, what's up?
Maybe like it's almost like being around an aggressive dog. Like if they sense that you're scared, maybe they'll fucking nip at you. Right?
I don't know like that much because now the neighborhood did get worse because thank you, Giuliani. The neighborhood did get worse. People moved out. They left. They, especially the mob. They couldn't. They made their ventures to Pennsylvania, Florida, I guess, or whatever. Now the mob's obsolete, but it's still there. The cafes are still there.
Yeah.
Things still go down. But these are the gangsters that want, like, you watch a Goodfella movie. They want to be like them. They're wearing their jumpsuits and stuff like that.
They're a little bit more like wannabes than made guys.
You said it, I did.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but it's not that bad. But it's at night, the projects has gotten much worse. Allenton Avenue, where I grew up, is really bad. You hear gunshots sometimes at night. Yeah, you do. I'm trying to get out of there. I lived up in Dutchess for a while.
Yeah.
With my parents, but I landed a job in the city, so that's where I was.
What'd your parents do?
My father.
Or what do they still do?
No, my father is 78 years old. He's fucking amazing. He's like 60. He looks like he's 50, 60. He's like,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, he's lean. He's out there gardening, and he's doing.
He's very
everything.
active.
He's very always been. You know, he was a builder. His hands are like this big. He's a very strong guy. You know, and he's retired. But he does little jobs here and there to make some money. My mother, she's retired. She was a forelady of at the Seagram's building that was owned by the Brofmans. She was in charge. She made union, blue collar.
Yeah.
They did blue collar work. My father was a handyman. He came here with $10 in his pocket. He was in jail over there in the communist country. Tried to escape. He did a couple of times. We joke around. We said, "You got caught stealing water," because that was their crack. Like that was their drug dealing, because it was illegal to steal and sell your water balance. So we joke around with him, you know. And I was like, "Dad, we came from a gangster family. You know, my grandfather got murdered. You know what I mean? And he was smuggling tobacco from Albania and bringing wool into Albania, taking tobacco from Albania to at that time was Yugoslavia, which is Montenegro now.
Yeah.
Because they escaped Albania and went to Montenegro.
Yeah.
Both your parents are from Albania.
Montenegro. My father was born in Albania, and they lived in Montenegro. That's like me, born here first generation. I still say I'm Albanian. You know. So,
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if I was born in Japan, I'm not Japanese. You know.
Right.
Right.
True.
That makes sense.
That's my ethnic background. Is Albania.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what do you do now for work?
I'm a residential manager, condominiums in Manhattan. It's a multi-million-dollar building, so I'm the CEO, I call it. Sounds better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I run the whole operations
that's
of
cool.
the building.
That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. That's
Hey, you kind of mentioned to me that these are like $3 or $4 million
yes,
condos, right?
yeah, absolutely.
And then for $3 or $4 million bucks, what do you get when you're in New York City?
Maybe 1,700 square feet.
That's insane.
2-bedroom. You got a 1-bedroom master, and then you got probably office. You could convert it to a small bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's the size of this room.
Yeah, but you're in Manhattan. Yeah,
Seriously.
in Manhattan.
Chelsea.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a nice area.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
hot.
we
It's
stayed
happening.
in Chelsea last year.
If you're gay, go over there. You'll love it.
That's why we were there.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Nah,
Jim
yeah.
McDonald.
Yeah, exactly. I love Manhattan.
Yeah,
unfortunately, my dad. You know, I was there for a while when my dad was in the hospital. He got moved from Queens. Jamaica, Queens was a real shithole.
Queensbridge. Oh,
And,
Queens is horrible. Sorry, Queens. That
yeah.
area, they have.
People are trying to sell drugs to my mom.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Your mom at all people, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you know
I
why they were. Well, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Scratch that.
Yeah, scratch that. Yeah, no, it was.
Now,
it
when
was-
you see white people in a black neighborhood, the first thing they think is they're there for drugs. That's
Yeah.
what I love to this.
Yeah, right.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird, but then he got moved
That's
over
funny.
to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got moved. He got moved to Manhattan, and that's when everything got a lot
Got
better.
better.
So, yeah. But it was fun hanging out there. It's a lot of fun. Everything's fucking crazy expensive. You go to get like an omelet from a. That's the thing that amazes me is like most of the time, people talk about the cost of living being more expensive here or there, and a lot of times it just has to do with real estate.
Yep.
Yeah.
But New York City, everything is fucking
Everything.
Especially
Especially Manhattan. Like if I walk into a Whole Foods in Manhattan and a Whole Foods in, let's say, Westchester,
Right.
which is another, the town going north of the city, like that's the next town from the city, it's cheaper in Westchester than it is in Manhattan because of the rents.
Yeah.
You're talking about Madison Avenue, where you have the shopping, mostly the high class shopping
Right.
district. Their rent is like $50,000 a month.
Wow.
And it's small. It's not like we're not talking about a department store. We're just talking about maybe a deli.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we went into a CrossFit that was out there. It was a CrossFit Fifth Ave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Underneath the Reebok.
And it was huge.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
That's down by the 20s, right? Going towards.
I think so.
Yeah.
Going towards there's the Best Buy.
I don't remember
Where the
the
big
Best Buy.
Reebok is, right? The big
Yeah.
retail-
Yeah.
the store. Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah. I've walked them.
I think,
because I'm on the west side. That's more on the east side.
I think Damon John is like part owner of it. Like you
Yeah.
need somebody like that behind you to back it because
financially.
the fucking place costs so
You
much
need
money.
Yeah, absolutely, man. In Manhattan's, forgot it's ridiculous.
We
Like,
went in-
if you're smart and you want to, if you work in Manhattan, live on the outskirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a little cheap. They know you're going to go there. The prices are a little bit more than if you go deeper, but a lot of people can't afford it. They're coming to the Bronx. They're coming, well, not the Bronx much because they're trying to build up the Bronx. It's just, we have such a bad rep that
Yeah.
It's not working like it is in
not
Brooklyn.
that bad as people think, like they make it out to be.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, because I live there, I guess I could say that. It's easy for me to say that, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh my God. I remember I was in Virginia Beach, and I was walking into the video game place, right? And the kid's like, "Where you from?" Because they love to hear my accent, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yo, keep talking, man. You'll get coffee, you know." And he's like, where you from? I said, "The Bronx." They're like, yo, their face just changed. And I'm like, I'm not going to hurt you, man. I'm only 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, do you guys carry machine guns under your
machine guns?
I'm like, these dudes are watching too much TV, man. You know? It's like crazy.
TV and movies don't help.
I walked through Compton, and it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, I was just cool with people, you know, and just be cool, you know. I mean, it was rough. Don't get me wrong. You could tell.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't like doing it because I'm a man. I'm strong. I just was like, I'm the type. Even in Jamaica, I went to Jamaica. And I was like, I walked through Montego Bay. Like, they don't go, and that's the good area.
Yeah.
You know, but they were like, don't walk down through the resort. I was like, yo, I'm from the Bronx, man. You know, that mentality, you know. But it wasn't like people make it out to be.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time.
I heard a comedian talking about how he thinks it's silly that people are proud of where they're from. And not in the sense that you're Albanian, in the sense that you're from the Bronx.
Right.
And he's like, why the fuck would you be proud of something you have absolutely no control over?
Right.
He's like, and he goes, the people that talk about it the most are the most broken and the most criminal infested areas in the country. They're like, oh, I'm from the Bronx, or I'm from Compton, or I'm from.
You're right.
It's like a badge of courage. It's like, fuck that place. Get the fuck out of there.
You know, I think, it's true. You're right. You want to get out of there. But I think it's more to say, like, I'm from the Bronx. I'm proud to be from the Bronx.
There's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
Well, you made it. You're alive to
I'm
say
alive.
it. Yeah,
All my friends are in jail.
Yeah.
Like my good friends. They're still in jail. They're just getting out now. They did maybe 10 years, 15 years, 37.
Yeah.
Got locked up. My other cousin, I can't say his name, but he's doing 25 for racketeering.
Yeah.
They were called the Sixth Family. You know how you have the 5 families? So, you know, this is the lifestyle I grew up in, but I didn't. My daughter saved my life, I think. You know, that's her blessing, Because when she was born, I got out of everything.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't want...
You never
Asia, what up, baby? I love you. I got to shout out all my kids. Asia, Damien, Nicholas, Anthony, and Gabriel. I love you guys. And my wife.
Anthony's the one that's big into super training, right?
Oh, he loves to squat. He loves it. Put Mark Bell, Dad. Put Mark Bell on. Put Mark Bell, Dad. Let me see Mark Bell. Look at Mark Bell. And I'm like, you know, I'll put it on the TV screen you know, through YouTube.
He likes me, but he hates you said.
He don't like me. Yeah, he don't like me, man. He don't like his dad.
How old is he?
He's gonna be 5 Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah, I get back the day before his birthday, which he don't probably care.
Is he?
He wants his toy, and that's.
Is he
about it.
kind of giving it back to you for the way that you acted? You think?
Probably. Probably. He loves his mom, man. He's you know, not even like a mom. He's the middle child.
Yeah,
You know, with them 3, because my two older ones were from my first wife, so they, you know, they're 21 and 18, so it's a big gap between the age group. But my Anthony loves to squat. He loves the mark now. Nicholas, my 7-year-old, he's more into the video games, like football. He loves basketball.
How could you not be in the video
Stephen
games?
Curry, of course, is his favorite player. Like we all know. I'm sorry, Steph. I rolled my eyes, but
no Knicks. Huh?
You're not Michael Jordan. Fuck
kids are like fuck the Knicks, huh?
Knicks suck.
Damn.
I never liked the Knicks.
They do suck.
I never liked the Knicks. I never did.
But now there's a Brooklyn team too, right?
The Nets.
Jersey.
They're fake. Come from fucking Jersey.
Yeah.
Stay in Jersey. No disrespect to Jersey, man. I don't like Jersey, man. My sister lives in Jersey.
I don't think anybody likes Jersey at all.
Dude, I don't like the roads. They can't drive, man.
It's a real
horrible.
It's a real shithole.
Thanks, man. It's like how many? It's like Super Trader probably poops in there and comes back over here.
Yeah, I hated that as a kid. My parents like, oh, we got to go to Jersey for whatever. I can't even remember the reasons why we went there, but I was always like, it fucking sucks.
Oh, it sucked. It stinks, man. You drive through it, you're like, it smells like sulfur. The whole
Yeah,
right?
It smells bad.
It's bad.
We were in New York City a few years ago with my son and daughter-in-law, and they were leaving before we did, so they were flying back to Canada, and they were flying out of Jersey, and they were taking the train there, and they got off at the wrong station, and they're walking around outside going, where the fuck are we? And it was not a good area, and a cab driver pulls up, a legitimate cab driver is like, get in, you guys, you don't want to walk through this neighborhood.
Oh, they were probably in Jersey City.
It's too dangerous
it was
for
Jersey
you to be
City
out here.
or Newark.
Yeah.
Newark, it's bad. It's really bad.
That's where the airport is.
It's really bad. Now that's real.
Yeah.
That's like almost like Chirac, where Chicago, South Side. Yeah, man, it's really bad. They're not getting enough recognition of the shit that they're doing. Not that it's a positive recognition.
Right.
You're not getting, because it's bad. Cops get shot over there.
Yeah.
it makes the news a little bit, but so much crime happens is you can't put everything that happens. Same thing with the Bronx. Like you never hear in the news like, oh, Bronx this, but every day if you pick up the Bronx Times, I don't know if it's obsolete now, but if you like watch the Bronx channel, news channel, it's always, oh, so and so got shot for this or so and so got shot for that. You know, it's just they'll make the media makes it if it's a really big thing. You know,
Right.
I'm not comparing Jersey to South Side of Chicago because that's horrible. What's going on over there? You know.
Yeah, we don't hear about any of it out here.
No, South Side is bad, man.
In New York City, you got the 5 boroughs, right?
Yep.
And you got the Bronx is the only one with the.
That's why we're special. Man. Told you.
Bronx.
The Bronx.
The Bronx Bomber.
And it has an X at the end. You know, BX. You know, Boogie Down. That's where Fat Joe's from.
Let's talk about who's from the area.
KRS-One, Big Fat Joe, Big Pun, who is the most underrated rapper ever. I think he's on the top 10 easily lyrically.
One of the Beastie Boys?
Beastie Boys,
Brooklyn.
no, but MCA's from Brooklyn, and I think Mike D and Ad Rock are from Manhattan, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if Mike D's from Brooklyn also, but I know Ad Rock's from Manhattan because his father was played with the orchestra, I think, in the Metropolitan Opera, something like that. He came from a musical background,
Brooklyn and the Bronx, they pretty close to each other?
No. Bronx is separated by Manhattan, of course, and
a lot of little fucking islands right there, right?
Yeah, Manhattan's an island.
Yeah, right.
You have to go over a bridge to get to Manhattan.
Right.
You know, so Bronx is closer to it borders Westchester, Yonkers, where DMX. Yo, what up, dog? DMX. It borders DMX's town. That's how people probably know.
I didn't know
Yonkers
DMX was from there.
Yeah, DMX, Jadakiss, the Locks. They're from Yonkers. Rough Riders, Swiss Beats.
Everybody.
Yeah, they're from Yonkers. That's the whole Rough Rider clique. We border Yonkers and Manhattan. We're like, that's who.
What about athletes? Any athletes from there?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
There was a couple of a basketball player. I forgot his name.
A lot are from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Jordan's from Brooklyn.
The Bronx was that dude, man.
Tyson's from Brooklyn.
I forgot his name. I can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue.
We'll find it right now.
Damn.
Type in like a Bronx athlete.
He went to Talentine High School. That I know. It was in Grand Concourse. He was older guy. Yeah,
it's athlete, Jim, with an F. Athlete.
Athlete. Yo, we hip hop in this bitch, man. I forgot his name, man. I can't believe I forgot his name. We were like, a guy from the Bronx.
Where's the new Yankee Stadium located? I haven't been there yet.
It's not too far from the old stadium. It's in the
It's
South
just
Bronx.
like sort of across the street.
Yeah, it's not far at all.
Yeah,
it's right there.
I've only been to the old one.
Nate Archibald?
Yep.
Going way back.
There's more than
that's way
more.
back.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, look like Fat Dan. Art Donovan.
Hank Greenberg.
Some old school basketball.
Yeah, you see? Look how far back.
Yeah.
That's when the Bronx was good.
Yeah.
What about Rocky Marciano? Where's he from?
No, I think he's from Massachusetts.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Brockton, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bronx.
The Raging Bull, though.
Yeah, that's Jake LaMotta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's from the Bronx. That's right.
Raging Bull. That's awesome.
Why is it all the ones that get fucked up?
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
They do good, and then they all get up, like, become alcoholics, and they fuck up their life, man.
Right.
There's this Malik Sealy.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Sealy.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Rod Strickland.
Oh, Strickland, too. Yeah.
Strickland kind of played like he was from the Bronx.
Yeah, Stephen Marbury.
Oh, yeah, Marbury.
No, he's not from the
Jersey.
Bronx. He's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He's from
Oh,
Coney
really?
Island. Yeah, he's from Coney Island.
Bobby Bonilla, he was good.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla is from the Bronx. That's right.
That's past my time. I don't even
I
know.
have no idea who that is.
I bet I could post that guy up.
I don't know these people.
They're old.
So
Anyway.
you're friends with Mark Wahlberg, right?
Correct.
So Mike's got a movie script that he'd like for you to pass on to
Yeah,
him.
just
So-
one little thing.
Yeah,
It's not a big deal.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then
if you could just
I got
email it
some-
to him or...
Oddly enough, I brought some headshots with me today. If you can kind of slip that into him, next
what
time
I
you see
thought
him,
maybe
you know.
was just like they have that show, right? The Wahlburgers or whatever. I
Yeah.
thought like maybe I show up and I'm like the long lost brother or something like that. Like maybe we could work that in.
Yeah.
Really?
You get a lot of people that say that shit to you.
All the fucking time.
Oh man, oh shit.
No, this is the funniest
Hey,
thing.
listen to me sing real quick.
Yeah, this is the funniest thing. They're like, yeah, Nick, I know you're good friends with Mark, man. You think, I got this fucking idea, man. It's real serious, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to shoot it next week. I said, am I in it? No. How can I pass it to Mark, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark's not going to look at it. He's like, Nick, what do you know about scripture? You ever did a movie? No. You ever read a script? No. What the fuck you passing me scripts for? Now, if you're passing me a rap song,
does he kind of legitimately talk that way? Like, is he like?
he's real cool.
Yeah, but he's from the streets, right?
From the street, Dorchester, yes, Avon Hill, stab and kill, they call it.
Yeah.
He's a tough motherfucker, dog.
Yeah.
People think, Mike, Frankie Bun's gay. Nah, dude, the dude will knock your fucking teeth out. Not now because he's got money, but
any idea if he's still into training and stuff?
Yes, he loves it.
Oh,
he eats healthy. He's a big health fanatic. When I was hanging out with him, I was drinking and smoking. He kept telling me, he's like, yo, dude, you got to stop.
Yeah.
Drink, don't get me wrong, I drink, but control yourself. And I learned, matter of fact, I learned about the 6 meals and the eating
nutrition
lifestyle through him, living with him. That's how when I decided to, quit drinking and get my life together. My life wasn't bad, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
it was just going the wrong way.
Going the wrong way. Like,
most people can understand that.
My wife is getting frustrated. I come home, I'm drinking 18 beers, a day, maybe more. So
it's a lot of beers.
Yeah,
depressed, perhaps.
I was very.
Yeah,
I went through panic attacks when I was younger.
Right.
I fought it all by myself without any medication. Like, I have a strong will. Like, if I want to stop something, I'll stop it.
Yeah.
It takes a toll to lose friends, though. I can tell you that from personal experience.
Yeah. It's bad. That affected me, I think.
Yeah.
I think that affected me.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't the only one, though, Jim, at that time.
I'm sure.
I lost another friend, Franco, my next door neighbor. He died in a car accident.
Yeah.
Then I lost my friend Nick, who died in another car accident.
Yeah.
And these guys were not past their 20s.
Right.
And that was like 4 right then. And like one after another. How they say death come in threes, right?
Yeah.
It was like that. I was like, and I believe that to this day because that's how it was happening.
Yeah.
I seen people dead. I seen people get shot. I had a gun put to my chest. I told the guy, pull the trigger. I'll meet you in heaven or hell. What do you want to do? I'm not trying to be a tough guy, but now I'll be like, no, dude, take everything. You want my phone? I'll pay for it. For 1 year, dude, you can have my phone for free. I got kids, And then when my daughter was born, I was like, that's it. And I got to, it's
just too much ego back then.
It was all ego.
Yeah.
That's why I say it in that song I sent you. I'm from the boogie down. Won't swallow my pride. What I mean? I won't swallow it because that's the mentality you have growing up in the streets. I think But
you think your wife kind of helped you out of it as well? Because you said she was kind of frustrated with it, disappointed with it, and you're like, man, I need to.
She never said to me like, you better quit drinking or I'm leaving.
Right.
Never said, never gave me an ultimatum.
Right.
And she just
maybe started to recognize it as a problem.
She was like, you're drinking too much. It's affecting you. You don't look good. Your stomach is out to here and you're skinny fat. Like I was really skinny fat. Like my arms I never worked out a day in my life, So it was like, and then it was New Year's Eve and I said to myself, you know what? This is my last beer.
Yeah.
And I quit. The next day I didn't touch it. 5 years.
That's nice.
And
Not
you
even a
were
sip.
over 200 pounds.
230.
230, and what'd you get down to?
I got down to 160.
Shit, man.
With no drugs, no roids. I want to do roids. Why not? Fuck,
everybody wants to do roids.
I'm 44. I'm 43 years old. I want to do some steroids. No.
That's right.
But seriously, I did it naturally, but it's not healthy. To go that steep. I did it wrong though. I didn't follow it the right way, but I didn't look good.
You're maybe like over
sick.
You're like maybe over exercising and under eating.
I was overtraining.
Right.
I was doing cardio 7 days a week.
It's easy to get caught up because you get obsessed with the numbers. You keep seeing the scale every day, and that's when it gets to be an issue.
And I started seeing abs for the first time in my life since I was 16. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, baby. I was looking good. And then I said to myself, who am I looking good for? I'm married. You know what I mean? For myself, but I was doing it more of like, I'm looking good. I want other people to be like, wow.
Yeah,
and I didn't want to do that. Even when I quit drinking, I did it for myself. I didn't do it for my wife. I didn't do it for my kids. I did it for myself. Because if I do it for somebody, I knew I'm going to relapse. I know I'm going to go back to it. Yeah, I've done it before. I've tried.
My dad says, love yourself, love other people, and make an impact.
That's
you know what I mean, like because you can't move forward if you don't like yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
It sounds like a selfish thing because of the order or whatever. But if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else.
Exactly. The Ice Cube.
And then you don't have the ability to make an impact on anybody if you don't have the other two things going on.
A rapper said that one time. How could I love you when I don't love myself? I think it was Scarface. The rapper from Houston.
Who's give us your give us top 10, top 5 rappers of all time. I
knew that question was coming. All time, huh? No particular order. I'll just give it, like, I'm not gonna say who's the best.
Yeah, and maybe kind of point out like why, like what's their skill set like with Biggie and stuff like that.
Rakim probably would be my favorite. I could put Rakim on right now. I could put all of them on.
You like the beats, his rhythm.
I like his just everything. Cool. Everything about him. His lyrics is more.
and the way he spits it, his voice, you know, rock him and say peace, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't no joke, you know. Paid in Full, you know that song, Paid in Full,
Right.
of course. Follow the Leader. It's like one of the ultimate, like telling all the rappers, follow the leader.
Yeah.
I'll take you to the promised land. KRS-One, I like KRS-One, very knowledgeable. He talks about, you know, knowledgeable stuff. I think he's very smart, very bright. He's more into to his movement,
Right.
which is cool. You know, he went through some different. He always represented the Bronx, so that's why he
Yeah.
gets that big plus for me. Big Pun, Kool G Rap, most underrated rapper ever. I like Kool G Rap. He had that little lisp, is what you know. That probably stopped a lot of people from liking him a little bit. But his lyrics were phenomenal. If you ever hear the song "Road to the Riches,"
I don't think so. Only if I heard it.
"Road to the Riches." Oh my
Road to the Riches.
Oh my God!
I've heard the words before.
Yeah. Oh man, Big Daddy Kane. He brought in a totally different style. Like he brought the wordplay, rhyming every single word. You know, like the Wrath of King taking over your circumference. Like the speed of his rap.
Play along in the comments below when this comes up on YouTube. Name some of your favorites, and we'll give you a free pair of gangsta raps.
There you go.
We'll give one of you.
Yeah. Maybe two.
Biggie
See how generous
Smalls,
we are.
Biggie Smalls, Tupac. That's a different era, I think. I don't put them with Rakim and these guys. I think they have their own legacy. You know, if I would say, I think Tupac, man, would be the best rapper ever, in my opinion. Not because of his record sales, but I think that guy could write a song on the drop of a dime, and he could go from gangsterish to loving your mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Different flows, different lyrics.
flows, and just he said one time, I think, I don't remember where, I think it's like a lost footage. I don't think it's even around, but I think it was said from somebody that knew him, and he said that if people would listen to my lyrics, I would change the world. He says, and that's not happening. That's what he told Biggie. He says, rap about bitches and blunts. You'll make money. Because nobody's listening. So the point I'm making is that it's not about lyrics anymore. It's more about what you produce.
It's that Eminem skit that he has before one of his songs. He's like, so-and-so's rapping about blunts, 40s, and bitches, and you're rapping about Vicodin and big screen.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Eminem, I can't forget that guy, man. I forgot it. That he's on. To me, Eminem, and I know probably people are gonna say, because you're white and all this. No, I'm not white. I'm Albanian. Just get that straight. But Eminem is just on his own level, man. I think he's just.
He crossed boundaries pretty good.
Yeah,
like he is hip hop, but like everybody knows Eminem likes Eminem.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean.
Everybody,
but not all like random chicks that listen to country. No. They don't all like Biggie.
Right.
But they all like Eminem.
They like Eminem. I'll tell you why you said that's funny, because it is like a country. If you really think about Eminem, he's telling about his life. Like country music is about, my cow died last week, and I'm going to go drink a beer for it. You know what I mean? Not making fun of country music.
No, but he raps
because I like country music, to be honest with you. I really like people's life stories. That's what attracted me to Eminem, because when I first heard Eminem, his first song I heard was, I don't give a fuck. You know that one? Yeah. I didn't like it. I was like, who's this corny white boy? You know, I think another Vanilla Ice, really?
That's what you got to respect, though, is when they find a pattern that they like and they're comfortable with, and they just sit in that pocket and they fucking drive it all the way home. You know, there's some different styles.
Right.
Like Lil Wayne sometimes is way the fuck out there, but you got to respect it because he fucking sticks with it.
He's good though, man.
He's very good.
Really good, man.
He's really good.
Jay-Z.
He's rapping about taking a dump in 10 different bathrooms and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, but he keeps sticking to it, and he's fucking amazing.
But Ferrari, for me, my daughter, you know, and I liked him when you know what? When Cash Money came out, that's the only reason I liked him.
Yeah.
Was because of Lil Wayne.
He's a guy that no matter what verse he's on, like second, third, fourth, like the whole tone would change. You light up, like, oh, now I'm listening.
He entices the song. I wait for his verse.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
am a beast. Feed me rappers or feed me beats.
Yeah, he's not. He don't write his rhymes too, they say, you know. I mean, not ghostwriting. I mean, he don't write them on paper. He just does it off the top. He knows them, but he doesn't write them down.
Yeah.
Like Jay-Z doesn't. All his songs are created right there. No writing. He just does it right there. The Jay-Z has to be up there. Nas, definitely Nas. Now, this era, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, I think those three, and the rest, I really can't tell you who I like. Like A$AP Rocky, there's that cat, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Rocky's all right.
Yeah, he's good. I like him. There's a lot of the Southern raps are just taking over, and I'm not, you know, I'm feeling that Designer track though. Right.
I like Ice Cube a lot.
Ice Cube,
Busta Rhymes, Eminem.
Busta
Obviously.
Rhymes is very underrated in my opinion. He doesn't get enough recognition. He gets a lot of respect.
I just love the energy.
I love
the energy, and that his voice is different.
I love
Where's
Method
Busta from?
Method Man,
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I love Method Man.
Yeah.
He's great.
Wu-Tang to me is not a group; it's a movement. So I don't compare them with rap groups. Like people say, "Who do you think Wu-Tang's the best rap group ever?" I'm like, no, because they're not a group. They were like a movement. It's like Wu-Tang is like their own.
Well, they're kind of like an all-star cast too.
Yeah,
like they're all individual.
all good.
Yeah, they're all amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you pick Tribe Called Quest, right? God rest your soul, Phife Dawg. If you pick Tribe Called Quest, you would think, okay, I like Q-Tip better than Phife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I like Phife better than Q-Tip, right? Wu-Tang, you're like Raekwon, Ghostface, Method Man, ODB, RZA, the Jizza, you know, like they're all good, you know. I mean, my favorite of them was Method Man because they say I sound like him. But my favorite was Method Man, but it was before that. I loved METHOD, man, you know, and he just when he came in the song. It was like, yo, you know, like a
energy would flip.
Like the Protect Your Neck track, you know. With groups like Beastie Boys, Legends.
Oh yeah, Beastie Boys. People always steal their rhythm and shit like their songs.
Because they were the first ones, believe it or not. I said gangster rap. Like, didn't they talk about beer? You know, getting drunk, smoking dust. You know, man, I just smoking dust in the back of the bus.
Right.
You know, I was like, that's gangster, man. You know, White Castles and all. So,
Brass Monkey.
Got DMX. Run DMC. People forget about Run DMC a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
You're right. I did. To be honest with you, I did.
Shit, who else I was gonna mention?
DMX, you said, right? Yeah. DMX. Now, Jadakiss, very, like, to me, lyrically, the guy, the way he puts his words together, wow.
Cypress Hill. Insane
Hill.
the Brain.
Yeah, they had their own style.
Right. A lot of great ones out there.
Yeah, it's like that's why it's hard. It's like comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah,
you know? Everybody got their favorite. You know, everybody feels like I could say today Eminem's the best rapper ever, and people are like, no, Tupac. Yeah. Okay. What makes Tupac better than Eminem, or what makes Eminem better than Tupac?
Yeah, there's no line.
At this
it's
point,
art.
At this point, too, there's got to be a little difference between hip hop and rap because there's people that are just kind of straight out rapping, and there's some some of the hip hop stuff from like Tupac is different. It's like more like he's singing about girls, and it's a much slower tone, and not everything's like a poem necessarily. You know?
Right. Like I think
some differences sometimes. You know,
I think hip hop today is more for like people getting energetic and dancing. Like doing the dap is such a big thing. I do it, you know, for fun and stuff like that. And I think that's what is catchy. Like girls in a club. I think they're making these rappers are making songs for strippers.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing because all the strippers are getting famous,
popping that pussy.
Yeah, like Black China, she's famous, right? Amber Rose, they were strippers. You know,
look at like a song like Rap God from Eminem. You're not really gonna dance to that.
No, but I'll listen to that.
Yeah, it's a great song.
As a like a guy that loves hip hop, I know I sound old and all that, but but hip hop it's not the way it used to be. You know, it's not lyrically anymore. I think
a lot of guys are not young. Like Rick Ross probably isn't that young.
No, he's 40. He's up there. He's up there. Rick Ross is good. I mean, I give him his. 50 Cent. We forgot. I thought 50 Cent. His first album. That fucking album was crazy, man. But you know, he had Dr. Dre behind it.
Right.
You know, Dr. Dre's a doctor. That's what he does.
Right.
But 50 Cent was destined to be something anyway because the way he wrote. Because he wrote a lot.
What about our boy Humpty?
Humpty. Yeah, he brought out Tupac.
Yeah, he did, right? And some other people too.
Yeah, he brought some other people around.
Digital Underground.
The one with the big nose, right? The fake nose he used to wear, the purple nose. I remember in the clubs, the girls used to go crazy when that song came on. Yeah, I remember that. Do the Humpty Hump, right? Oh, it sounds horrible.
All right, man. Well, I think the story we'll let more of it out as we start to edit some of the content and things like that.
Special.
Again, the basic story is Nik Platinum was touched by some of the stuff that we put out on the YouTubes.
Yes, I was.
He got a ST hat that he's rocking, SuperTraining.tv hat that he's rocking. Basically got it off of watching some Brandon Campbell stuff.
Right.
Sitting there feeling sorry for himself.
Yeah, I was.
Being fat, being retired from rap. And now he's back. We pulled him back in the game because some stuff that we said in our messages and some stuff that we spit out on the PowerCast reached him all the way in the Bronx.
Yeah,
and
man, that's crazy.
Led him to just throw out a rap, throw out a tweet. We'll put that on this edition of the PowerCast so you guys can see that. It's only like 20 or 30 seconds, I think. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, man, shit.
I remember a little bit of it.
I think supertraining.tv, the strongest gym in the West. I don't bench press without a slingshot on my chest. So, yo, here I go. I wear the slingshot cuffs and say, fuck your elbow. Yeah, something. Yeah. I think that was it.
Yeah, and I was just, when I saw that, when he tweeted it to me, I was like, this isn't just like some dude. This is like this is like a rapper. This is like a guy.
Well, he's got a voice. He's got a rapper voice.
Yeah, kind of.
Thank you.
That's the thing that.
And just all the stuff he's doing with his hands and stuff. I'm like, this isn't this guy's first time doing it.
No.
You know? He's professional. You know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Shot him an email and said, hey man, make me a full song and we'll fly you out here.
Yeah,
and here we are.
Here we are, man. It's crazy with the power of the internet. You know what I mean? And I did it just for fun, to be honest with you, because I really liked your products. I even said it, I think, in the video at the end. I said I have no affiliation, no nothing. You know, this is I like these products,
you did
right?
say that,
I said I don't have no affiliation because sometimes people are like, Mark set that up because he likes to rap. People will comment that or whatnot. Because I really don't care what people comment on the comments to me. I read them. Don't get me wrong, because they're funny. I like the trolls because they're funny. God bless you.
And the reason why I started rapping is because I ran out of quotes. Like I would quote something a lot of times, and it was hard to find a good quote. Sometimes they were corny, and I was like, I don't want to just keep throwing out quotes like if they're not good.
Right.
I was trying to pick motivational quotes.
You're trying
like
to do
Vince.
1,000 videos too.
Yeah, like Vince Lombardi. I ran out of shit to say, so then I started copying some raps that I like, and then I just started doing a few of my own.
There you
go.
go.
Fuck it.
Yeah, Mark Bell can rhyme.
Here we go.
Believe that. Silent Mike in the building.
Silent Mike
Jim
in the building.
McD. PowerCast all over your areas.
So you're going to see, today is April 11th, Monday, April 11th, and we're going to drop the content that we made, the project that we've been working on probably somewhere in the middle of May, somewhere around the week of May 9th. So you're going to want to look for that at youtube.com/supertraining06. And it's also going to be available on iTunes.
Strongest gym in the West.
And where can people find Nik Platinum?
At Nik Platinum, NIKPLATINUM. If you want to follow me, stalk me, feel free, man. It's all good. Just send me some nude photos, though. DM me them nude pics. Girls, only women. Only women.
Girls, boys, don't matter.
Only women.
There's only 3 chicks that listen.
Yeah, probably. That's okay. They
No,
can
I think
send
we're
it.
up to like 9.
Listen, if they listen, they must be in shape.
That's true.
Right?
You're pretty much 100%, yeah.
They're probably in shape. They probably could squat
Girls
more than
who
me,
lift,
but that's
girls
all
who
good.
squat.
Yeah, they could squat. They could squat whenever they want. Come to Super Training, man.
Get that big old butt moving.
But you got to
Make it
come to
bigger.
Super Training. You got to do some. You got to do some favors here.
That's right. That's right. All right. I think that wraps up this edition of the PowerCast. I'm at Mark Smelly Bell on Instagram and Twitter. Multiply your hustle, multiply your muscle, and may all your shits be tapered.
That's Silent Mike with 2 Ks.
Jim McD, STTV, everywhere that I would want you to find me. Follow the show on Instagram at Mark Bell's PowerCast. Our thanks to HowMuchYouBench.net, ThePowerMagazine.com, 8manstrong.com, CavemanCoffeeCo.com, and Bodybuilding.com. Mark Bell's PowerCast is a production of SuperTraining.tv.